Oh, here's Doilam. All right. Good morning. Doilam's here. I see them. Okay, they're trickling in. Good Chodesh. Good morning. Good Chodesh. Good Chanukah. So we don't have a lot of time today. We only have about half an hour, so let's try to finish today's daf. Daf Yud Beis Amud Aleph. We're starting like 4 lines down. Omar Rav Nachman Omar Rav. Omar Rav Nachman Omar Rav. Ro Echad Sheshochat. If you saw, you supervised a shoichet. Beis Amud Aleph on the top. We're holding where we need to hold. Hopefully, we'll be holding where we need to hold by the end of today. All right, so you supervise the shechita from beginning to end. You're allowed to eat the shechita. Obviously, no big chiddush here, right? Allowed to eat the shechita. Obviously, no big chiddush here, right? So the Gemara is going to explain. Vimlav, and if you didn't watch him from beginning to end, also lechem shechita. Hey chidami, what's the case? Where's the chiddush here? Idiyad the gomer. If you know for a fact that he knows all the halachas, lomeli the ra, then you don't even have to watch him. As long as the sheicha tells you, I shechted, and you know that he knows all the halachas, then everything is great. Eli Gomer, and if you know for a fact he doesn't know the halacha, Shita, where are we? Let's start from again. Again, if we know that he doesn't know halachas, so of course you have to watch him from beginning to end. Maybe he'll do Shia, maybe he'll do Drisa, so you have to watch him. So we're talking about a case that we have no idea if he knows the halacha or not. Says the Gemara, but we had a klal that people that mess around with shchita, you have to assume they know what they're doing. Why would a normal individual take a chicken or a goat and cut its neck without knowing shchita? Obviously, he knows shchita. Milay Tanya. This is a crazy halacha. This is based, this is the hemshech of what we were discussing yesterday. My favorite halacha. You weren't here. Look at this halacha. How does this fit in with today's society? How we're very, very makbid on echsherim, only on badatz, only Reuben, only this, only that. A guy walks in the street and he finds a non-kosher animal. It doesn't have any hechsher on it. Not that non-kosher. It doesn't have a stempel.
Kosher animal.
But it has a slit throat. What's the halacha? Kosher. You find in the marketplace, you go to Machne Yehuda, you find a dead chicken on the ground. You don't know if it's rabbanut, you don't know if it's halal, you don't know anything. Or you tell your messenger, you tell a shliach, go out and shecht for me, v'holach, and according to Rashi, the sender went out, umatza shachot, and he found that the animal is shechted, cheskasei shachot. Crazy. You're allowed to eat this animal.
What about basar shesalman?
Okay, so today we don't pass it like that. You're right. We have there's an issue of basar shesalman. But if there's no problem of basar shesalman, then it's shachot.
Now there's no problem with that's only when you have
it's in a shuk.
Kosher, no, that's only when you have kosher food and you're afraid somebody swapped it. Over here you don't know anything. So the
even worse.
No,
right.
So the chazak is that it's kosher.
No, there is a problem. Today there is a problem because of basar. They say there's a problem. By Tisha Chanuyas also there's a problem with basar shesalman. But assuming that there's no basar shesalman, somebody's watching it, I don't know.
Somebody's watching it. The whole chazak.
Yeah.
No, but if you have a piece of meat,
from the store. You can't go to the store.
if you have a piece
What?
of meat, then you don't know where it came from.
Can't cook
Then
them
it's
with some
fucking
meth,
coming out. You don't know if it
Yeah.
came from a
You can't be
shop
so
or
for the
then it
extra
wasn't
to
shop.
say,
But
good.
you see that it was shop.
You find a piece of meat in the store,
So
there's one
what
there,
could
be
be
fine.
the problem?
You can't walk into the restaurant and say,
So
"No,
most of the time you find a
no,
small piece of
Can't
meat and you don't know where it
cook
came from.
Right.
It came from an animal that was shafted.
It's not a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. So where
I'm saying
a
a guy that's makbid, a guy that goes to his friend's house and says, I'm not going to eat at your house because you
kavua.
probably don't have the best of share.
kavua.
But that same guy could pick up a dead chicken off the sidewalk and eat it.
Yeah, but that's-
I get it.
even
I
without
see what you're
kavua,
saying.
that's kavua,
I'm just
that's
saying in
not
terms of the
that.
sensitivity, in terms of Alma Amrina Roiv Mitzun, it's a shchita mumchanim. So obviously from this halacha that you just pick up a dead chicken from the floor, you don't know who the shochet is, it's because we have this concept that most people that shech, and since this animal shech, most people that shech, they know what they're doing. So over here, in our situation, we don't know if the guy knows halachas, doesn't know halachas. Why don't we assume the best, that he knows the halachas? Says the Gemara, so obviously we're talking about a situation where you know for a fact this guy doesn't know anything. You know that he doesn't know. You know that he does not know halachas. And what? So what's the chiddush? Okay, going to shochet kamon chatzimin shapir. This guy, this bura maret. So let's say this student shochet. He doesn't know any halachas. Today's his first day on the job. So what's the chiddush? He shechted properly one siman. So obviously we're talking about, let's say, a goat, not a chicken, because the chicken you only have to shech one siman. So he shechted a goat one siman, and it was perfect. And then he turned around and walked away. So I think since he did one siman properly, so the second siman is also pretty good. No. That's the chiddush here. Hi isrume isramile. What? You have to see it from beginning to the end on a person that you don't know, on a person that you know that is no good.
Did you really see any of this? Isn't like some of the stuff so subtle that only the shochet himself would know?
Yeah. So it seems like it seems like if you are looking for it, you will find it. If you're just looking, because they do bring up your point, because we had in the other sugi was mashma that even by looking by chershet v'katan maybe the shia drisa. So they're saying that over there a guy was just looking. He wasn't a mumcha that was staring and watching. He just happened to see a chershet v'katan go like this. So he didn't notice if it was shihiyah or drisa. Maybe he paused for a millisecond. But if a guy is there and he's like, wait a minute, this is a student, let me make sure that his shechita is good, he could tell if there's a shihiyah. He could tell if there's a drisa. He got really lucky, beginner's luck, like they say. On the first siman, he had beginner's luck. On the second siman, so what do we have? If la halacha, or the maskana of this sugya, if you know that the shoichet knows all the halachas, you don't have to watch him at all. If you don't know anything, you don't know, and you didn't watch him, what's the halacha? You could take it. You could take it off the sidewalk. Why? Because roiv mitzvah is a shchita. So where's the problem? If you know for a fact he doesn't know anything. So if he doesn't know anything, what could you do? Watch him from beginning to end.
That's the problem with Hashem today.
What?
They don't know.
They don't know anything. They don't know halachas. Of course they know. You know what you're talking about? These guys. Ask Moshe. We sat with this guy. They rattle off halachas about pet. They know everything. You'll see. I mean, I don't know all Hechsherim. At least our Hechsher in France. Says the Gemara. Boy minei Rav Dimi bar Yosef Rav Nachman.
This year is sponsored by.
What?
This year is sponsored by.
There's nothing. All the marketing in the world won't help.
You find it in a place where like a trash.
Yeah. Let's say we're getting there. Boy minei Rav Dimi bar Yosef Rav Nachman. Ha'omer l'shluchai tzei u'shchoit v'holach u'matzah shachot. So this is basically the halach that we learned, l'chayra, but the Gemara is repeating here. If a person tells his messenger, I want you to go shecht for me, and when the sender goes out, he doesn't know whether his shliach shechted it, he finds his animal dead on the ground with a slit throat, there's a shechita done here, Mao. Omar loy, cheskasei shachut. We have a chazaka that he shachut. Now, the Gemara is going to get into it. What's the chazaka here? Is the chazaka that Roy Mitzvah or chazaka shliach oiseh shlichusai? There's a chazaka that because I sent him and the guy agreed to go. So l'chayra, most people that agree to do their job, they'll do their job, and it was shechted by my shliach. Now, ha'omer l'shluchay tzeu t'roim. What's the halacha by truma? I tell my shliach go and do truma for me. V'holach u'matzah tarum mai, and then he found that everything was good. Truma was set on the side. Omalei ein cheskosay tarum. No good. Marav shach. What's going on here? If I believe that the shliach does his job, afilu truma nami. Where's Rabbi Schoenberg? They didn't finish Vasikin? Okay.
Well, I left before Lenu.
Few more minutes.
This is not like him. So what is going on here? How come we say that by shchita we assume that the shliach shechted it for him, and by truma not? No, he's a yaki. He's never been late. Afilu truma nami. V'ein chazaka shliach oiseh shlichusoi afilu shchita nami loy. So what's going on here? Omalei lechitechul Allah kur de milcha. This is an expression brought a few times in Shas, not too many. But it says, basically it says, if you would measure for me a whole kur, which is a tremendous amount of salt, if you do something nice for me, I will tell you pshat. Basically Rashi says, dichusa, he was joking around with him. Now what? We're not going with this chazaka that a person is going to do his job. Nah, people get lazy, they won't do it. Ushchita, get. If you find the animal with a shchita, then you're allowed to eat it. Why? Maybe somebody else did you the favor and killed it for you. And going back to the svar that we said before, we can assume that when you find something shechted, I know from myself, I'm not going to take a knife and cut an animal's neck. There's no way I'm going to do it. First of all, I'm scared. It grosses me out, and I don't know what I'm doing. And it's not something a person that never tried it is not going to do it. So if you find the animal that's shechted and it looks like it's a good shechita, you have to assume that the guy knows what he's doing, not because he's a shliach that did a shlichus. Fine. Now what about truma? Truma dilma inishachrina shama v'azavatar. So since we don't have a chazaka that the guy is doing a shlichus, so we're going to assume that somebody else did it for him. So the guy did truma without permission. But toyim shlemidas ein trumasoi truma. Somebody that does truma without consent of the owner, there's no truma. So like Avi said, you could look in Rashi, or you could look at this page over here.
You wouldn't say somebody wants you.
What? Right.
You're not doing a favor by taking truma for somebody. They wouldn't want you to do it.
Oh, very good question. We're going to get there. Very good question. That is a good question, actually. Not that all your other questions aren't good, but that's a specifically good question because I wanted to discuss it a little bit. So in this pasuk it says, "Kein tirimu gam atem trumas Hashem." Yeah, that's what it says.
That's what it says.
What does the word gam mean? Blue means from now on. No, it's extra. It should say, "Kein tirimu atem trumas Hashem." What's gam? Also, so the Gemara darshans gam means also shliach, but this shliach guy has to be like the red. Blue and red have to be the same. Yes, you can do a shliach, but it has to be atem. It has to be you. You have to give consent. You have to say, I make you a shliach. A guy on the side that wants to be a nice guy and do truma for you has no right. So, let me ask you a question. This is a real question that happened with the Trumas Hadeshin. A lady hired another woman to bake for her. So she's baking, she made dough. And the owner always wants to be mafresh challah, right? She lets the lady do the dirty job, make the dough, get her hands dirty. She comes afterwards and does challah. It's a big school to do challah, right? The lady is looking around, she doesn't see the balabais. If she doesn't take challah now, it's going to be no good. The dough's going to get ruined, whatever. It's not. She's in a rush, she has to do it. So what's she going to do? So she took challah herself, without permission. She took challah. What's the halacha? According to what we just said. No good. Trumas Hadeshin said it is good. It's good. What do we do with our Gemara? She said in Afkemina that because Zachan Ladim Shalei B'fanav. Zachan Ladim Shalei B'fanav. That's his point. There is a concept of Zachan, yeah, but it would go into the garbage. She would have no mitzvah anyways. So Zachan Ladim Shalei B'fanav. And Zachan Ladim Shalei B'fanav, according to a lot of Rishonim, is because of Shlichus. It's like a Shlichus, as if I made a Shliach. So you have to make an Afkemina. Where there's a hefsed, like over here, there's a kilkul. So you say Zachan Ladim Shalei B'fanav. But and another nafkamina is that by truma there's different amounts. You give one out of 50, 1 out of 40, 1 out of 60. So we don't know what the amount is. He never was told what the amount is. Why are you taking a certain amount? Maybe the owner wants to take less. Maybe he wants to take more. Chal's kazayis. Bismanenu, yeah, it's 1 out of 24, 1 out of 48. But today we take a kazais and finish.
You do after Shishkala if it's baked also.
You can do it after it's baked. You can take a piece off after it's baked. Can't you?
I don't know. I've never seen it done. I guess the halacha you could.
160 without bone on it.
Right, it could be a mashu.
Could be mashu could do right.
Eli Max.
I know, but I don't want you to take a mashu. I want to take truma a lot. I want to take a lot. Matzahs they do after they bake. You're right. Yeah,
The only way to do it.
yeah. Why is it the only way? Because of the chametz?
No, because the amount of dough that they make in each batch is less than the share of the
Ah, interesting.
batch of dough.
And it's
Yep.
really saying that you're taking away the mitzvahs also, Shana. You're taking away the mitzvahs of Rosh Hashanah.
With all the big ones.
There might be-
Yeah, but talking about a situation where the woman admits, I would have no approach because I don't know what kind of dough this is, a dough that gets ruined. If you don't take it now, it's going to get ruined. Whatever, she went out of town. She went away for 2 days. Zog the Gemara. Lema roiv mitzuyin tzashchita mumchineim tanoi. So let's say this whole concept that we just discussed, that we have to assume that a person knows what they're doing. If you find an animal that's shechted, that it came from a sheikh that knows what he's doing. So let's say this is actually a machlokes. The Sanya, a person lost his goats and his chickens, and he goes and he finds them. He recognizes them, and he sees that they're shechted. Rabbi Yehuda Oiser, Rabbi Chanina Benoisha, Rabbi Yossi Aglili Mate. Rabbi Yehuda says you're not allowed to eat from it. Rabbi Chanina says you're allowed to eat from it. Oh my Rebbe. So we have to remember this Rebbe. Oh my Rebbe, Nirim Divrei Rabbi Yehuda Shemitzam Bashba. So the first pshat in the Gemara, the regular way of reading it is, right now we're reading that Rebbe is saying a halacha. I decided, me Rebbe, I think that I like Rabbi Yehuda in one case, I like Rabbi Chanina in another case. I like Rabbi Yehuda Shemitzam Bashba. If you find a chicken in a garbage can, then it's no good. I went to do kaparas in Bet. Who went with me? Somebody this year went. Oh, you did you? He said it's a crazy operation. They bring this truck that has the whole line in it. You know what a line is, right? You hang it up and the machine takes it through these brushes and the feathers come off. It's a portable line. It's like they bring the shlachtos to Bet. The one thing they didn't bring is like air conditioning and food. So you go there and they have thousands of chickens and literally hundreds dead on the ground. I have a picture if somebody wants to see. And there's an Arab, a couple of Arabs, full-time just taking the dead chickens, putting them in the garbage can.
The garbage can also don't bring them.
Why they garbage?
It was so hot that day. It was just so hot. And there's no food, nothing, no protection. They're out in the open, in the sun, just drop dead. They die. And people doing kapars with these half-dead chickens. It was crazy. I ran away from there. So anyways, if you find a chicken in that garbage can, it's an avela. I promise you it's an avela. It's not shechted, it's nothing. It's you find it ba'ashba. That's the ashba.
No, but here you found them chocolate.
Right, exactly. You found the chocolate. But those were also, I think, those are for sure treifas and avelas. I don't know what they are. Maybe for a kapara it's okay.
The one
It wasn't for eating.
I'm not sure I'll kosher either, but okay.
By the way, if somebody wants to do it, it's very interesting. If you want to do it, if they get their act together next year, it's kedai because you do kisui adam. You get to do the mitzvah. I've never done that mitzvah in my life. They give you dirt and you say the bracha. Whatever kisui adam. I'll kisui adam.
So they are shechting these chickens.
Not the dead ones, the ones that look alive.
Yes.
Yes.
Kisei Adam, what comes after shechita?
Yeah. No, they were shechting it.
Oh, they were
There's a whole kaparas going on. Just you had to pick the one that's not dead, the one that's almost dead, and you grab it real quick before it sees the shama, and you go like that, and you shecht.
Didn't we say in yesterday's Gemara that there's a chazaka that by shechita that in the place where they're
Not yesterday, Fridays.
right? Yeah, okay.
For you mean your last year that you were here? Yeah. We have a shir here, by the way. Rabbi Yisai, there's a shir, a Matzah Shabbos here at 7 o'clock.
He's just bitter because nobody came.
Yeah.
Okay. So no,
That number that Iron Price said it was a guzma. It wasn't 6, it was 7.
Yeah, that counted you.
So
Oh, he didn't even count me and himself. Yeah.
There's a
No, he
chazaka
wasn't.
that that it would be good, right? That it's the shechita is good.
Yeah.
So, but if you have something like that, where these chickens are no good, and how do you know there's a chazaka that these are good animals at all?
What do you mean? What's the problem with them? Their body inside is good. They're just dying from starvation. That's not a treifa. Seriously.
Right.
We're talking dehydration. I mean, if you open up their body, they have no punctured lungs. Their hearts are good. It was cruelty, animal cruelty. It wasn't a good situation. No, it was a big hefset for them. I mean, all these chickens were like garbage. I'm not joking. There's a dumpster halfway full with dead chickens. A big dumpster, like one of those. Omar Rebbe near and Rebbe Shemitzon Bashba. If you find this,
You should be there collecting it.
if you find this chicken in the garbage, I think Rebbe is right that it's an avela. You should not be eating it. Now, I think Rebbe Chanina is right. If you find it inside somebody's house, shechted, or both of them are shechted, like Menachem pointed out. They're shechted. So if I find it in the house, it's kosher, and I find it in the garbage can. Why would somebody take a shechted chicken and put it in the garbage can? Because he realized that he did shihiyah, he did drisa, even though it looks shechted, but it's a pasul shchit, and that's why he put it in the garbage can. My lab, Balkam Ifligi. So what's the chayr of the machlokes? We want to say that the machlokes is a question of roiv mitzuin it's a shchita, if the mumchim or not. The Mar Savar Reb Chanina that says it's mutter to eat. I'm reading roiv mitzuin it's a shchita mumchim. That's why if I find this chicken in somebody's house, it's 100% good. Why? Because the guy that shechted it is a mumcha. Mar Savar I'm reading roiv mitzuin it's a shchita mumchim. And Rabbi Yehuda says no. I don't say that he's a mumcha. And Memela, it's asr to eat. I see what you're asking. Yeah, you're asking it because it's an avela, nothing to do with shchita, right? That's what this hand meant? Okay, very good. I know how to read your hand. So from now on, you don't even have to ask me questions. You go like this, and I got it. Omar Rav Nachum Bar Yitzchok Loi.
Which one's after the kishu?
The Kule Alma Roy Mitzvah Mitzvah Shchita Mumchimein. No, there's no right. Maybe you could say everybody holds, and it makes sense that somebody that's shechted knows what he's doing. Ube bayis the kuli alma loy pligi the shore ubashbo b'shuk kuli alma the kuli alma loy pligi the osir. There's no machlokes. If you find it in a house, l'chayra, it should be mutter. And if you find it in the garbage can, it's osir. So where is the machlokes? Keep pligi b'ashbo shebabayis. In a garbage can in the house. So on the one hand, it's in the garbage, and the other hand, it's in the house. There's a machlokes. Mash savar adam osir lahatul nivlasi b'ashbo shebabayis. One man holds it's too much of a tircha to go into the garbage dump all the way to the local dump. So Mela, he would put it in his own garbage can. Now, what's the problem in his own garbage can? It stinks. It doesn't make sense that a person would put it. Umar savar ein odom mosi lahatan livlosi ba'ashbo shebabayis. So some service says what? It's machlokes in Mitzias. He goes into some sort of pshat. But what do we have? We have one Madoma says it's a tircha, so to go all the way to the local dump, so he puts it in his own house. The other Madoma says no. If I find it in my house, why would I put a nevela in my house? Doesn't make any sense to put a dead chicken in my garbage can. It's going to say so. It fell by mistake, and Mela, I'm allowed to eat it. So the Gemara just goes into this Rebbe. Omar Rebbe near and Divri Rebbe Yehuda Shematzam Ba'ashba, my Ashba. So what's the pshat in Rebbe? Ilay Ma'ashba Shebashuk. Rebbe says, I think Rebbe Yehuda is right when you find it in the garbage. What garbage? If you're talking about the marketplace, how much the kula alma loy pligi the also. You just said that everybody agrees that it's mutter, that it's also. So you have to say that the word ashbot that Rebbe is talking about is not the garbage in the shuk, because that everybody agrees that it'll be also. Even Chanina holds that it's also. So it has to be the garbage in his house. So Ema Seva. Rebbe Chanina b'nei shur Rebbe Yisrael Shemitzam Bayis. But everybody, and Rebbe says that it seems like Rebbe Chanina is right when you find it in the house. Where in the house? According to what we just said, everybody agrees that if you find it in the house, it's kosher. Everybody, even Rebbe Yehuda says in the house it's kosher. So what did Rebbe mean? It looks like Rebbe Chanina in the house. But that's a contradiction. On the one hand, you're saying that the garbage can in the house, you passing like Rabbi Yehuda. On the other hand, you're passing like Rabbi Chanina. Is it mutter or also the garbage can in the house? Says the Gemara, Hochi Kamar. Rebbe never meant to pass in halacha and say, I think that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda like this and Rabbi Chanina like that. He was just talking within Rabbi Chanina and Rabbi Yehuda. Hochi Kamar. Never in Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says that it's also Rabbi Chanina b'nei Rabbi Yisrael b'ash b'shuk. That Rabbi Chanina, who says it's mutter, would agree to Rabbi Yehuda in the garbage in the marketplace. That's all Rabbi wanted to say. Their whole machlokes is only in the garbage in their house. Whether or not somebody throws a chicken in the garbage can, even a goat. We're talking about a goat. Throwing a goat into the garbage can, a big problem. My wife would not be happy if I threw a goat in the garbage can in the kitchen. Abel,
Who takes out your dog?
me, the lady. Abel, ba'ashmashib shuk, moidelei, v'nirim v'chulu, Rashi's not going to these words. Says the Gemara, going back, finally, after 12 daf, we're going back to the Mishnah. It says, everybody's kosher for shchita besides a cher shoyde v'katan, because they don't know the halachas, they will do shia drisa. Says the Gemara, what is shema yikalkalu? In the future, they will be mekalkalu. In other words, I shouldn't give a chicken to a cher shoyde v'katan now, because maybe in the future he's going to be mekalkal, but if I gave it to him, then it'll be okay, it seems like. The Mishnah L'chayr is talking about even b'di'eved, it's no good. So it should say, Shema kilkalu. Shema kilkalu ikatani. Elo Shema yikalkalu. So what's the pshat? Omar Rava zoyse meres, ein moiser lem chulin l'chatchila. Says Rava that l'chatchila you should never, in other words, l'chatchila don't give it to cher shoyde v'katan, but if you did give it to cher shoyde v'katan, it would be okay. Why shouldn't you give a cher shoyde v'katan something to shecht if you're watching him? Because they're masber because of a problem about tashchis. You don't want to give somebody that doesn't know what he's doing an animal to shecht where there's a great likelihood that he's going to mess up the shechita, and that would be a problem about tashchis. But if you did give it to him and you saw that he's okay and you watch it from beginning to end, there's no shiva drisa, then it's kosher.
Are you saying that if there is somebody supervising, that even lechatchila you shouldn't?
Somebody knows.
Right.
Somebody knows.
Because they'll go like this, they'll go like that, they'll do a shia. Supervising doesn't help. You tell a guy, hey, don't do shia, but he's a cheresh, he's a shaita. So either he'll listen to you or he won't listen to you.
Okay, you can't rely on him.
You can't rely on him, and there'll be a problem about tashchis. Because I came to prevent the question. But at the end of the day, somebody's watching, and if there's shia, he'll say, hey, take this animal, throw it in the garbage. But that's the problem. You don't want to take the animal, throw it in the garbage. If there's a supervision, anybody that shechs, the shchita is kosher. So Rashi here goes, it's very interesting. I have to look into this a little bit more. But we had a whole giant sugya of Beis and of Gimel on these exact words, and we basically came out that the Mishnah is not talking about a cher shoyde v'katan, because the wording.
Not only.
Oh, that's what Rashi says here. Because the wording, the Mishnah doesn't fit cher shoyde v'katan, because it should just flow. It should flow right into. If it was talking about cher shoyde v'katan, it should say, and if people are watching them, the cher shoyde v'katan that we're discussing, then the shechita is okay. And the Mishnah doesn't say that. The Mishnah says v'chulam, as if we're starting a whole new thing. So Rashi here is masbir that the Gemara, what the Gemara meant over there is that don't say it's only a cher shoyde v'katan, the Sefer, it means also a cher shoyde v'katan. V'chulam means everybody, including a cher shoyde. So now that we understand that everybody, including a cher shoyde v'katan, no matter who, no matter what, if there's supervision, the shechita is kosher, as the Gemara, but at the end of the day, a katan has no das. He's not thinking about shechita. What is he thinking? He's thinking about, I'm going to cut the neck. But he's not thinking about the mitzvah of shechita, about that I have to do shechita. He's thinking about an action he's going to take. He's a katan. You see, you don't have to have kavanah.
Somebody's watching.
Yeah, but nobody's watching his brain. And we don't know in his brain what if he's thinking l'shem mitzvah shechita.
If he's saying
Look.
that he's doing it for that, then it's okay. The whole question is, if you don't, he's not
Yeah.
saying.
We had, let's say, the first mission of Menachas, the first mission of Zvachim. Let's go to Zvachim. If somebody is shechs an oila, but he has kavana for a chatos, no good, right? So you have to have kavana while you shech.
That's for a korban, though.
Okay. So let's see. So you don't have to have kavana for a chicken.
You don't have the same.
So what if a robot does it? What if a machine shechs? Is that okay?
Not the same level.
I agree. But you have to have some sort of kavana for shechita. Says the Gemara, Matan and the Leibin kavana l'shchita, Omar Rava Reb Nasin he. The Tani Oish is here the min chavraya, the young Oishia from the chevra from the guy Zorak Sakin l'noatza b'koisel. Interesting case. A guy was playing darts with a knife, and he threw the knife at the wall, at the dartboard. And all of a sudden, the neck of a cow showed up underneath the knife, and it slashed his knife. Well, the case gets much more interesting.
It's not enough.
And it shechted it. Reb Nosson says you don't have to have intent for shechita. Says the Gemara. Tani lo v'omer lo. Halacha Reb Nosson. The halacha is like Reb Nosson. You don't have to have intent. Ask the Gemara maybe. With a knife, you have to go forwards and backwards. So just because he threw at a dartboard, now you only have forwards. Where's the backwards? Says the Gemara, Shalchu ba kedarka. It's talking about it bounced off the wall. On the rebound, it cut his neck. So we have to understand in Gemara in general, what the Gemara is saying, not that there's such a case, or it's even possible, but what if there was such a case? In other words, on the halachically, conceptually, if there was a halacha, but more than that, Rashi says you don't even have to say what the Gemara is saying. Rashi says there is a way. If the knife was very long, you don't have to go backwards. If the knife is double the size of the neck, then going forwards is also. The Gemara is just saying, halachically, theoretically, yes, my wife would not. Anytime I say these kind of Gemaras to my wife, but it's impossible. Okay, yeah, you're right, it's impossible. But halachically, how do we view this halachically? If a machine did it, if you threw it not l'shem shchita, and it came back and forth. But Rashi says you don't have to go. The Gemara is just doicha you bikash, says Rashi. What?
A mind experiment.
Exactly. Thank you. A mind experiment. Don't ask me, it never could happen and it's impossible. That's not the point. The point is, what would the halacha say if it did happen? This is halacha eva. Says Rashi, I don't even have to come on that crazy case that it bounced off a wall. All I need is a longer knife.
Machine.
By the way, Moshe, do we use knives that are double the size of the neck? So you don't have to do halacha v'ava, but they do halacha v'ava. Oh, Rashi אומר שזה כן טוב.
אם אתה מביא בכבש סכין של חלב, זה לא טוב.
מה לא טוב בזה?
זה מדי גדול.
למה? מה הבעיה?
אני לא יודע בדיוק מה הבעיה, אבל אני יודע
הבעיה.
2 minutes. All right.
It is usually double the neck, but not much more than that. The
Right.
neck is not that wide. How big is the neck?
It looks like the knife is double the neck. That's what it would look like.
No. How wide is the neck of a goat?
I think it's double the length, so you don't have to do halacha v'ava halachically. That's what I would guess. That would be enough, but we go backwards just to be yotzeh, just in case.
With a cow, certainly it wouldn't be longer.
No, but by cow they even have longer.
So if it's double the size.
No, that would be a big problem, Ali, because then there's a better chance that you'd hit the mafrekas. If really the knife is long enough just to go one and you check it, you lost your money, then coming back the other way, better chance that you're going deeper and you're going to hit that.
Yeah, but they know what they're doing. All right, so bottom line is, the Gemara says, we paskin like Reb Nosson, who says you don't need intent. Even throwing your knife at a wall and you shecht is okay. So therefore, even a katan that shechts, it will be okay.
This is for breakfast.
I mean, there's a whole sugi that goes into Yud Gimel. We could start it today. Let's start. Omer Rav Chia Barabba, Boy Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan had a question, talking about this katan and machshava, and das katan yesh le machshava or ein le machshava. If a katan, let's say, talking about the oila, he shechted an oila l'shem I don't know what. L'shma. Does the l'shma work by a katan? Does he have enough das to say that I'm shechting it for the right thing, for the right animal? Why are you asking about his intent? Let's look even at his maisa. In other words, if a katan takes, as the Gemara is going to say soon, a katan takes an animal from the wrong place of the Azara. The animal, he has to shech this oila in the northern part of the Azara, and he takes from the Daraim and he takes him to the Tzafim. He takes him from the south to the north. So he's showing that he knows what he's doing. He's taking action. Why is he pulling the animal from here to there? So he's not just, it's not something in his head. He with his maisa, he's showing his intent. So how come you, Rabbi Yochanan, are not worried about his maisa? How come you never asked the question about action? Because that's a Mefurish Mishnah. This is not Yeshla Maisa. It says Mefurish in the Mishnah, as we're going to see soon, that a katan could show with his action that he knows what he's doing, and that will be good. So if that's the case, Machshava nami loy tebayile. So then why are you asking a question about his intent? It's in the same Mishnah. This nan, ein le machshava. The Katan's machshava is no good. This nan, what's it say in the Mishnah? Ha'aloin v'ariman ve'egois, if a kid takes some sort of acorn, a pomegranate, egois is a walnut, but anyways, he takes something with a hard shell, and he makes a kli out of it. I was thinking, there's probably no animal in the world, maybe besides a monkey, that could do such an action. It's a very intelligent thing to take something, make a hole in it, says Rashi, empty out its contents, and make a kli out of it. That's an intelligent person, an intelligent being. So he does it in order so he could measure dirt. Play. Rashi says he wants to play with it. Or he wanted to make a scale out of it. Tmeim, so this becomes mikabel tuma now. All of a sudden he took a kli and it's mikabel tuma. Why? The Mishnah says, it says mafurish in the same line that tells you the reason why it's mikabel tuma is because a kid could take action and his action could create a kli l'tuma. However, his brain, his das, not his brain, his das doesn't work. It says mafurish, his das is no good. So he told him, "Machshav greatest loikum me'boyle, kikum me'boyle, machshavtoi nikeres mitoch ma'isov. Ki going to have a kaim oile bedorim as b'tzofim v'shochato." So, anyways, we'll do this tomorrow. Basically, when there's a combination of a maisa together with a machshava, where the case that I said that he brought the animal, he schlepped him from the south to the north. So over there, he's showing that he's not just he has intent. He knows what he's doing. He's filling his machshava with the maisa. So over there, but also you could say, wait a minute, maybe the reason why he schlepped him from the south to the north is because there's no room over there. Whatever, there's other reasons, not because he was doing the halacha of shechita. So that we'll see Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Have a wonderful Chanukah, good Chodesh.
When we say that machshava
You know, interesting because it's funny you point.